along with that. Now I request Dr. C.V. Reddy, sir, he is the General Manager NABARD at Bangalore, to deliver lecture.
Thank you. Dr. Jitendran, Director of BBIC, Dr. Mache, Scientist from CFTRI, Dr. Harini, my best friend and my classmate. So I'm very fortunate to be here. I'm alumni of this campus, but I never attended function in this hall. This is the first time. Really, it's a great place to talk. Basically, now Dr. Jitendra and Dr. Mache spoke about collaboration at the technology level. There's a lot of institutions like them who are providing technology partnerships, whatever the handholding required up to technology, product development. Is that startup ends at product development? The development of startup starts with the business development. If they don't grow, if they don't scale up, there's no point in having technology in your hand. That's very important. And also, what kind of startups in agri sector coming now? They are basically, they don't have outreach. It's two or three people, mostly engineers like Dr. Mache said, who has no understanding of basics of agriculture, ground realities. They don't have any manpower network. And primarily they are dealing with three major risks in agriculture: production risk, market risk, and price risk, which are really affecting the farmers. Unless they prove that they can address and mitigate these three risks, they have no place in agriculture sector. Any startup, you may have very world-class technology, proven technology, you have very good AI, database, big data analytics. All those will be important to the farmer only if you can put some more money into his pocket, because you are closely working with them. This calls for greater collaboration, because you don't have outreach, you don't have network with the farmers, you don't understand the farmers' language. You need to reach to the larger farmers, larger number of farmers. You need to collaborate with institutions. What are the institutions at ground level? At primary level, if you see, now it's everybody talk about FPOs. More than 7,000 to 8,000 FPOs pan-India. In Karnataka, we have more than 600 FPOs. Taking example of Karnataka, maybe around 200 FPOs of 600 are worth collaborating. They are looking for collaboration, both primary agriculture and also secondary agriculture. They are coming to NABARD, what role NABARD can play in this collaboration. As you all know, NABARD is a National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development. It's a Government of India organization. It deals with the agriculture and rural development. The two major activities of ours is, one is a credit. The credit is not direct credit to the farmers. We provide credit to the banks and also the government institutions or government for infrastructure development and all other activities. The another most important function of ours is developmental function, where we create institutions. If everybody are aware of SHG, self-help groups, NABARD is the one which really brought the revolution in self-help groups. Lakhs and lakhs of micro-enterprises are there. The next thing which we are trying to now is, FPO is the one which we started. Now it has become a national program. It has become a government program rather. Government has launched a very big 10,000 FPOs program that's supporting with huge grants. We are also implementing agency for that. Any startup which is looking really to work with ground level, you need to reach to the institutions and collaborate with institutions. Individually, you will never be able to reach. So, collaborating with the FPOs. And what we are trying to do, if any startup is, because FPOs listens to us, because we incubate them like FPO is also a startup, for your information. May not be they are looking at providing technology for everybody, but they are a startup for their own cause, to solve their own problems, to address their own issues and become better. So, if at all you want to reach them, you need to talk to us first. So, like that, we have been introducing startups. Not only we introduce, many startups, they don't have money to go and talk to the farmers and provide some services. Fortunately or unfortunately, many startups' service charges are a bit high, which farmers may not accept you if really your ideas are proven better to them. All of a sudden you go to the farmer, say, you open your mobile, you get this information, that information, all those things okay. But the next time you ask, you pay me 1,000 rupees per every time I provide services, you will say, okay sir, thank you. So to avoid all those situations, we are trying to support these initiatives by the startups. Okay, you go, we will provide the money required for you. You go and talk to the farmers. We introduce to you through our FPOs or some other programs. You pilot test your ideas. If farmers accept and if they prove, they find you are really useful to them, next time they will come to you. Otherwise, now you have to prove to them that you are useful and you have to modify whatever the product you require. In fact, we tried this with a couple of startups. One example I would like to take. In one of the Magadi Taluk, we tried through FPO one very good startup, I don't know name, 2 years program. They have end-to-end solutions. They provide crop advisory. They collect the data on crop production, crops available, aggregation, what is the calendar of products available. That can be linked to the buyers. Everything, the story went on very well. When it comes to the buyers linkage, there were a lot of issues with because buyers have their own terms, which was not being accepted by the growers. So entire story till that it was very good, farmers very happy, freely they are getting messages, weather data, crop data, price data, everything, advisory. When it comes to the marketing, they said we are not happy with this arrangement, we don't want to do. So ultimately, for me there is no value in associating with this project because my idea of putting some more rupees into the farmer's pocket did not be achieved. We could not achieve that. So there is a real collaboration is required and you need to look at these aspects. And also we have one subsidiary called NAB Ventures which provides funding for all agri startups, agri and food sector startups. We have around 500 crores fund which can be used. Of course there are a lot of eligibility criteria, it's being investment fund, you need to fulfill those conditions, then only you can get funding. Another area where real collaboration can happen in extension services, where most of the public institutions now, they lack that manpower or the capacity to provide the right extension services. The space has been totally vacated and it's ready for occupy by any digital-based platforms like agri startups. If you have a right spirit and collaboration with agriculture departments or even FPOs or ground level other institutions, you could do that. The another major issue I find with the agri startups, especially in primary agriculture and all, the service charges which most of the farmers are not willing to pay. So far, exchange services have been free of cost. Even today, a lot of parallel KVKs gives SMS, universities give SMS, everything is coming free, soil testing is free. All the services are free. Whereas now we supported one more agri startup which is doing in soil testing. They charge 500 rupees per sample and within 24 hours, rather it is instant this thing, they will give you the results and certification and prescription, everything. And we convened a meeting along with some FPOs. And they have one mission also, franchise, 40,000, like coffee vending mission type, 40,000 rupees worth. Each sampling, it's around 500 rupees. Ultimately, for my surprise, when I invited these farmers, FPOs, and we had a discussion with them how to take up this collaboration between this soil testing, startup and FPOs. Many farmers were openly saying, now it is freely available for us, why should I pay 500? What is that new thing you can give? So these are the things which really bothers agri-startups. We need to be very, rather meeting the requirements of the farmers and make a differentiation. If you want to copy or complement the existing agriculture public sector initiatives, you can never survive. So collaboration should be there. And the service charges, I find it is not very acceptable by the farmers. So there is a need for government support or initial subsidizing the service charges. Suppose the extended services can be substituted to digital form where government can come up with the subsidizing this subscription so that they will build a rather confidence with the farming community. These are the few areas which I thought we need to look at for collaboration. Any startup who is willing to go to the field, you want to pilot test your ideas, please come to us. We will try to identify and support you. And we are also trying to collaborate with university, and we have a lot of fund for the training, capacity building, those no limitations on those things. This is what I thought I will convey to you today. Thank you very much. Thanks for the organizers for giving this opportunity to me.
So, thank you, sir. You have, I think, a platform in this. We have a financier. We have a technology servantors, technology available at US Bangalore, CFTRI, and also BBC, and also incubators. Now, we open to audience.
Mache for sharing your thoughts, sir, today. My sincere thanks to Professor Harini Kumar, Professor and Head Department of Plant Biotech and Coordinator Agricultural Innovation Center, UAS, Bangalore, for anchoring this technical session, sir. Sir, I would like you to share a few small memento to our members.